My dad brought a U-Haul and tried to move my pregnant SIL into my house while I was at work, so I called 911 and served them all restraining orders. Hi everyone! Today's story will blow your mind, but really quick, if you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button. Channel's been a bit quiet lately, and your support keeps it all going. Let's jump in. Original post. I, 29M, need to get this off my chest because I'm still processing what happened yesterday, and I need to know if I'm the villain here. Fair warning, I'm not backing down regardless of the verdict. Let me set the stage. 3 years ago, I bought my first house, a modest 3-bedroom place in a decent neighborhood. I worked my ass off for this. Started working at 16, lived like a monk through college, saved every penny, and finally had enough for a down payment at 26. This house represents everything I've built through pure determination and sacrifice. My family dynamics are complicated. My father, James, 57M, has always favored my younger brother Tyler, 22M. Tyler's the baby of the family, the one who could never do wrong. While I was working doubles at the warehouse during college, Tyler was finding himself. While I was eating ramen to save money, Tyler was getting his third car after wrecking the previous two. You get the picture. 6 months ago, Tyler announced his girlfriend Jessica, 20F, was pregnant. They'd been dating for 4 months. My father's response? Pure joy. Finally, a grandchild. Never mind that Tyler works part-time at a vape shop and Jessica doesn't work at all. Never mind that they live in Tyler's friend's basement. Details, apparently. 2 weeks ago, my father called me with great news. He'd figured out the perfect solution to Tyler's housing situation. They could move into my spare bedroom. He actually said, and I quote, "Family helps family, Michael. You have all that extra space." I laughed. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. Dad, absolutely not. They're adults. They can figure out their own housing. Michael, she's 7 months pregnant. Your brother needs help. Then help him yourself. You have a 4-bedroom house. Sharon and I need our space. Besides, you're single, you don't need all those rooms. The audacity. The sheer, breathtaking audacity. I told him no. Repeatedly. The calls kept coming. From him, from my stepmother Sharon, 54F, from Tyler, even from Jessica's mother Patricia, 45F, whom I'd never even met. Everyone had opinions about my house and what I should do with it. Yesterday, everything escalated to a level I never imagined possible. I came home from work to find a U-Haul in my driveway. Tyler's car was parked on my lawn, my actual lawn. Jessica was sitting on my porch steps, surrounded by boxes. Tyler was trying to jimmy my back door open with what looked like a credit card. "What the hell are you doing?" Tyler spun around, not even looking guilty. "Oh, hey Mike. Dad said you were cool with us moving in. We couldn't find the spare key." "There is no spare key, and no, I'm not cool with anything. Get off my property." Jessica started crying. Of course she did. "Michael, please, I'm pregnant and we have nowhere else to go." "That's not my problem. You have parents. Tyler has parents. Figure it out." Tyler stepped forward, puffing up his chest. "Come on, man. Don't be a dick. It's just until we get on our feet. Which will be never if you move in here. Get your stuff and leave." My father chose that moment to pull up. He got out of his car with this big smile, like he was some kind of hero. "Michael. Perfect timing. Let's get them settled in." "Dad, I told you no. Multiple times. This is breaking and entering. Don't be dramatic. We're family." Here's where I probably became the villain in their story, but I don't care. I pulled out my phone and called 911. I'd like to report a break-in in progress and trespassing at my address. The look on everyone's faces was priceless. My father went from confident to confused to furious in about 3 seconds. "You're calling the police on your own family?" "No, I'm calling the police on trespassers who are trying to break into my house." The police arrived within 10 minutes. I explained the situation calmly. These people were trying to move into my house without permission, and one was attempting to break in through the back door. The officers were professional. They told everyone to leave immediately and that they couldn't return without my permission. The screaming started then. Jessica called me heartless. Tyler called me worse. My father said I was no son of his. Sharon just shook her head like I was some kind of monster. As they were packing up the U-Haul, I made another decision. I told them to wait, went inside, and came back with a document I'd had my lawyer friend draft weeks ago when the pressure started, a formal trespass notice. If any of you step foot on my property again without my explicit permission, you'll be arrested. This includes you, Dad. My father's face turned purple. You prepared this? You planned this? I prepared for the possibility that you wouldn't respect my boundaries. Looks like I was right. They left. The texts started immediately. Extended family members I hadn't heard from in years suddenly had opinions. My phone was blowing up with variations of, "How could you?" and "They're desperate," and "Family helps family." But here's the thing, I worked for everything I have. I sacrificed, saved, and suffered to buy this house. Tyler has had everything handed to him and squandered it all. He chose to have unprotected sex. He chose to keep a part-time job instead of looking for something better. He chose to spend his money on gaming systems instead of saving for his child. These are not my choices, and they're not my consequences to bear. I've now installed security cameras around my property. I've changed all my locks. Tyler apparently had made a copy of my key at some point without my knowledge. The credit card thing was just plan B. I've documented everything. I'm ready for war if that's what they want. Am I the asshole? Maybe. Do I care? Not even a little. Update 1, 2 days later. The family explosion continues, and it's actually gotten worse. My Aunt Linda, my father's sister, called me yesterday. She started soft, trying to understand my side. I explained calmly that I wasn't running a charity or a hotel, and that Tyler needed to take responsibility for his choices. She listened, agreed it was a difficult situation, then suggested I could at least help with a security deposit somewhere. Linda, Tyler has received over $30,000 from Dad over the past 5 years. Where did that money go? Silence. That's what I thought. If Dad wants to help with a security deposit, he's free to do so. She hung up on me. The security cameras have already proven their worth. This morning at 3 a.m., I got an alert. Tyler was in my driveway, just sitting in his car. He sat there for an hour, occasionally getting out to walk around the house, testing doors and windows. I have it all on video. I didn't call the police this time, but I did text him, "I have you on camera. Next time, I press charges." His response: "I was just checking if you were okay. You're acting crazy." Gaslighting 101. My father has tried a different approach. He's now telling everyone I'm having a mental breakdown. That work stress has made me cruel. That I need therapy. Sharon apparently told her book club that I might be on drugs. The irony. I'm the only one in this family who's never needed therapy, rehab, or bail money. But sure, I'm the problem. Jessica's mother Patricia has been leaving voicemails. Long, weeping voicemails about her poor pregnant daughter and how could I do this to an innocent baby. Lady, I've never even met you. Your daughter chose to get pregnant by my chronically unemployed brother. That's not my fault or my problem. But here's the real kicker. I found out through my cousin Eric, 27M, that my father has been planning this for months. Apparently, at a family barbecue I didn't attend, he was bragging about his brilliant solution to Tyler's situation. He told everyone I had extra rooms and that it was perfect because I could mentor Tyler about responsibility. Mentor him? The kid who got fired from McDonald's for stealing food? The one who crashed 3 cars because he was texting? The one who spent his college fund on crypto and lost it all? What exactly am I supposed to mentor him on? What not to do? My stepmother called today, trying to play peacemaker. Michael, we can work this out. Maybe they could just stay for 3 months. Sharon, no. And every time someone asks, I'm adding another month to how long before I'll even consider speaking to any of you again. You're being childish. No, I'm being clear. Something this family has never understood. She started crying then, saying I was tearing the family apart. I laughed. Actually laughed. Sharon, this family has been torn apart for years. I was just the only one not pretending otherwise. Tyler posted on Facebook about his heartless brother, who would let a pregnant woman be homeless. The comments are about what you'd expect. People who don't know the whole story calling me names. Some of my high school friends defending me because they know Tyler's history. My response: I posted the security footage of him trying to break into my house. Caption: attempted breaking and entering at my home. Just documenting for legal purposes. He deleted his post within an hour. The flying monkeys keep coming. Cousins, family friends, even my old high school teacher reached out because my father asked her to talk sense into me. My response is the same to everyone. Tyler is an adult who made adult choices. He can handle adult consequences. The security system has recorded 2 more incidents. Once, My father drove by slowly at midnight. Once, Jessica and her mother sat outside my house for 2 hours, presumably hoping I'd feel guilty seeing a pregnant woman in a car. I didn't even look out the window. The cameras told me everything I needed to know. I've started the process of getting a restraining order. My lawyer friend, Robert, thinks I have a solid case given the attempted break-in and continued harassment. He's doing it for free because he thinks this is the most entertaining family drama he's seen in years. Tomorrow, I'm having a fence installed. 6 feet, solid wood, with a locked gate. My house is becoming a fortress, and I'm completely fine with that. Some people have asked why I'm so harsh, why I can't just help for a little while. Here's what they don't understand: a little while, with my family, means forever. Tyler moved back home for a few weeks after high school. That was 4 years ago. He's still there. Well, was still there until this situation. I've watched this pattern my whole life. My father enables, Tyler takes advantage, and everyone pretends it's normal. I refuse to participate, and now I'm the villain. So be it. This villain has a paid-off car, a house, a savings account, and peace of mind. What does the hero of their story have? A pregnant girlfriend and a U-Haul full of problems. I'll take villain any day. Update 2, 1 week later. The situation has escalated to almost comedic levels, if it weren't so frustrating. First, the fence is up. It's beautiful. 6 feet of pure, leave me alone. The fence company owner, Thomas, actually thanked me for the business and mentioned that my father had called him trying to cancel the order. Thomas told him only the homeowner could cancel, and my father apparently lost his mind. Thomas has been in business for 30 years and said he's never had someone try to cancel another person's fence installation. The restraining order paperwork has been filed. Robert says the video evidence makes it a slam dunk. The attempted break-in, the stalking at 3 a.m., the continuous harassment despite being formally trespassed, it's all there in beautiful 4K resolution. But here's where it gets interesting. Tyler got arrested 2 nights ago. Not for anything involving me, but for shoplifting from a grocery store. Diapers and formula. He got caught, ran, and made it worse. Now he has theft and evading charges. My father called me from the police station. Your brother is in jail. You need to bail him out. No. Michael, he was getting things for the baby. Then he should have paid for them. Or asked you for money. Or gotten a real job. Not my problem. This is your fault. If you had let them stay dash. I hung up. My father bailed him out, of course. But here's the beautiful karma. Tyler had been stealing from that store for months. They had him on camera. Multiple times. The manager, Kevin, was just waiting for the right moment. This is now a felony charge due to the total amount stolen over time. Jessica finally went to stay with her mother. Apparently, living in Tyler's friend's basement without Tyler there, he's on house arrest at my father's, wasn't working out. Her mother called me again, this time angry rather than weepy. You destroyed my daughter's life. Patricia, I've never even met your daughter. Her life was destroyed when she decided to have a baby with an unemployed thief. He wasn't a thief when they met. Actually, he was. He just hadn't been caught yet. She screamed something about lawyers and hung up. Good luck with that, Patricia. You're going to need it for Tyler's criminal defense, not a civil case against me. The family Facebook drama continues. My cousin Jennifer, 25F, posted a long rant about how family means nothing anymore and how some people think they're better than everyone else. She didn't name me, but everyone knew. I responded with a simple comment: family doesn't mean free housing. Adults handle their own responsibilities. The post was deleted within minutes. My grandmother called. I love my grandmother, so this one hurt. Michael, honey, what's going on? Grandma, Tyler tried to break into my house to squat there. Dad orchestrated the whole thing. I'm protecting my property and my sanity. She was quiet for a moment. Your father told me you were having a breakdown. Of course he did. Grandma, I have video of everything. Would you like to see it? She did. I sent her the footage of Tyler trying to break in, the 3 a.m. stalking, my father's midnight drive-by. She called me back an hour later. Your father has lost his mind. Yes. But Michael, they're desperate. Grandma, Dad has money. He has a big house. He has resources. He just doesn't want to be inconvenienced. He wanted to make Tyler my problem. I refused. She sighed. You're right. I don't like it, but you're right. At least someone in this family has sense. The fence has been tested. The cameras caught my father standing outside the gate for 20 minutes yesterday, just staring at the house. He didn't try anything, just stood there like some creepy stalker. I have it all on video. My neighbor, Joseph, 68M, stopped by to compliment the fence and mentioned that my father had been asking him questions about my schedule and whether I had anyone living with me. Joseph told him to mind his own business. I'm buying Joseph a bottle of his favorite whiskey. Tyler's court date is in 3 weeks. His lawyer, paid for by my father, naturally, reached out to me asking if I'd write a character letter. I actually laughed out loud. I told him I'd be happy to write a letter detailing Tyler's long history of theft, lying, and entitlement. He declined my offer. Work has been my escape through all this. My boss, Richard, 45M, knows the situation and has been incredibly supportive. He even offered to write a statement about my character if needed for the restraining order hearing. He said, "Michael, you're the most responsible person I know. Your family is insane." Validation feels good. Jessica's pregnancy is apparently not going well. The stress that they created has caused some complications. She's on bed rest. My father tried to use this to guilt me again. She might lose the baby because of the stress you've caused. The stress I caused? I didn't get her pregnant. I didn't tell Tyler to be a thief. I didn't orchestrate a break-in. You did that. You're heartless. No, I just refused to be manipulated. He hung up. The restraining order hearing is next week. Robert is confident. The evidence is overwhelming. My father has hired a lawyer to fight it, which is hilarious because he's spending money on lawyers instead of helping Tyler get an apartment. The family has essentially split into camps. Team Michael, small but mighty, consists of my grandmother, my cousin Eric, and surprisingly, my uncle Gary, my mother's brother, who divorced out of this family drama years ago. Team Tyler, loud and wrong, is everyone else. I've started therapy, not because of a breakdown, but because I want to make sure I'm handling this correctly. My therapist, Dr. Amanda, is fascinated by the dysfunction. She actually said, in 20 years of practice, this is one of the most clear-cut cases of enabling and boundary crossing I've seen. I'm documenting everything. Every text, every voicemail, every video. Robert says I have enough for harassment charges if I want to go that route. I'm considering it. The best part? I sleep great at night. My house is quiet, peaceful, and mine. No drama, no theft, no pregnant teenagers. Just me and my hard-earned peace. Update 3 weeks later. Tyler's court date was yesterday. He got 18 months probation and 200 hours of community service. The judge was not amused by his, "I was just trying to feed my baby" defense, especially when the prosecutor showed the footage of him stealing video games and electronics on previous occasions. Oh yes, turns out the diapers were just the last straw. Tyler had been running a nice little shoplifting ring, stealing and reselling items online. My father looked broken in court. The judge specifically addressed him, saying enabling criminal behavior helps no one. Beautiful. The restraining order hearing was last week. Granted. My father, Tyler, Jessica, and Sharon are all prohibited from coming within 500 feet of me or my property for the next 2 years. The judge watched the breaking and entering video and actually asked my father, "Sir, did you really think this was acceptable behavior?" My father tried to explain about family and helping each other. The judge cut him off. Family doesn't give you the right to violate someone's clearly stated boundaries and property rights. I wanted to applaud. Now for the shocking update. Jessica had the baby 2 weeks early. A boy. They named him James Jr., after my father. The birth was complicated, emergency C-section, but both are okay. And here's where things get interesting. Patricia, Jessica's mother, reached out to me. Not to yell or guilt, but to apologize. "Michael, I've been watching Tyler these past weeks. You were right. He's a child. I've told Jessica she needs to file for child support and custody arrangements now, while he's on probation." Apparently, while Jessica was in the hospital, Tyler was caught trying to sell the baby items from her baby shower for cash. Yes, you read that right. He was selling his son's diapers and clothes on Facebook Marketplace while his girlfriend was recovering from surgery. Patricia has taken Jessica and the baby to her house. She's filed for emergency custody on Jessica's behalf, citing Tyler's criminal record and current probation status. My father is in shambles. His golden child is a convicted thief who tried to sell his own baby's necessities. His older son has a restraining order against him. Sharon has been sleeping in the guest room because she's furious about the money spent on lawyers. But here's the real kicker. My father called my grandmother asking for money. Turns out, he's broke. Years of bailing out Tyler, the lawyers, the court costs, he's drained his savings. He refinanced the house to pay for Tyler's previous legal issues. Oh yes, there were previous ones I didn't even know about. My grandmother called me. Michael, your father wants to sell your childhood home. And I wanted you to know, in case you had feelings about it. My only feeling is vindication. She laughed. Actually laughed. You know, your mother would be proud of how you've handled this. My mother passed when I was 15. She was the only one who didn't enable Tyler, and my father resented her for it. Maybe that's why he remarried Sharon, who never met a bad decision Tyler made that she couldn't excuse. The extended family has gone quiet. The Facebook posts stopped. The flying monkeys have retreated. Reality has a way of shutting people up. Tyler is now living in my father's basement, working at a fast food place, the only job he could get with his record, and paying child support he can't afford. Jessica and the baby live with Patricia, who has become the unexpected hero of this story by actually holding people accountable. My father drove by my house last week. Not stalking, just drove by. I saw him on the cameras. He slowed down, looked at the fence, and kept going. He looked older, defeated. Part of me felt bad for about 0.5 seconds, then I remembered he created this entire situation. My cousin Eric reached out yesterday. Family dinner is awkward now. Half the table is restrained from contacting you, the other half is afraid to mention your name. Good. You know Tyler's telling everyone you ruined his life? Tyler ruined his life. I just refused to let him ruin mine. Fair point. Final update, 3 months later. I wasn't going to update again, but the conclusion of this saga is too perfect not to share. Tyler is in jail. Violated probation by failing a drug test and not completing his community service. He'll be there for at least 6 months. Jessica has full custody and has started dating someone new, a guy with an actual job and apartment. My father is beside himself. The house, my childhood home, sold last month. My father and Sharon are now renting a 2-bedroom apartment. The same type of apartment they said was beneath Tyler when I suggested he get one. Here's the beautiful irony. The complex they're living in? It's one I suggested to Tyler 8 months ago. He said it was too ghetto. Now it's their home. Patricia has become an unexpected ally. She sends me updates about the baby, not to guilt me, but because she says I'm the only one in Tyler's family who has their head on straight. The baby is healthy and happy. Jessica is working part-time while Patricia babysits. They're making it work without Tyler or my father's help. My grandmother had her 80th birthday last week. I wasn't invited to the family party, restraining order and all, so I took her to dinner separately. She told me something interesting. Your grandfather would have done the same thing you did. He always said your father was too soft on Tyler. Why didn't you ever say anything? I did. Your father stopped listening to me years ago. She also told me that my father has been going to therapy. Court-ordered because of the restraining order, but still. Progress is progress. My Uncle Gary reached out last week. You know, Michael, you did what I should have done years ago, set boundaries and stuck to them. It cost me my entire family. No, it cost you a toxic situation that was pretending to be a family. He's right. The best part? My house is still my sanctuary. I've turned one spare room into a home gym, the other into an office. I'm dating someone now, Jennifer, 28F, who can't believe this story is real until I showed her the videos. Your family is insane. Former family. Right. Former family. She's met my grandmother, who adores her. That's all the family approval I need. Tyler gets out in 3 months. My father is already planning where Tyler will live, with them, in their 2-bedroom apartment. Sharon is already looking haggard from the idea. Jessica has made it clear Tyler will have supervised visitation only. As for me, I'm thriving. Got promoted at work, turns out, less family drama means more focus on career. The restraining order has another 18 months. The fence is still standing strong. The cameras are still rolling. Some might say I won. I don't see it as winning or losing. I see it as choosing. I chose peace over chaos. I chose boundaries over enabling. I chose my well-being over family dysfunction. My father sent a letter through my grandmother last week. Not apologizing, not really, but acknowledging that he might have handled things differently. It's not much, but it's more accountability than I've seen in 29 years. Will I ever speak to them again? Maybe. When the restraining order expires. When Tyler has shown consistent change, so probably never. When my father actually apologizes instead of dancing around it. But for now, I'm content. My house is mine. My life is mine. My peace is mine. To everyone who called me heartless, how's enabling working out for you? To everyone who said family helps family, family also respects family. To everyone who said I'd regret this, still waiting for that regret to kick in. Tyler's son will grow up knowing his uncle as the one who wouldn't enable his father's behavior. Maybe that will be a good thing. Maybe he'll learn that boundaries aren't cruel, they're necessary. Or maybe not. Either way, it won't be happening in my house. Final thoughts. Looking back, the signs were always there. Every family gathering where Tyler's latest screw-up was excused. Every time I was told to be the bigger person, while Tyler faced no consequences. Every time my achievements were minimized while Tyler's bare minimum was celebrated. The house was just the final straw. The hill I chose to die on. Except I didn't die. I lived, finally, free from the dysfunction. My therapist says I'm doing remarkably well. No guilt, no second-guessing, just peace. She says most people struggle with family boundaries. I told her I struggled for 29 years. I'm done struggling. Robert, lawyer friend, uses my story as a cautionary tale for his other clients about the importance of boundaries and documentation. He says I'm his most prepared client ever. High praise from a lawyer. My boss gave me a substantial raise, noting that my performance has improved significantly in the past 3 months. Funny how that works. Jennifer and I are planning a vacation. Somewhere warm, quiet, and completely family-free. She jokes that she's dating a family-less orphan. I remind her I have a grandmother. One family member doesn't count as family, she says. Fair point. The house has never felt more like home. Every room is exactly how I want it. No unexpected U-Hauls. No attempts at break-ins. No pregnant teenagers on my porch. Just peace. Sometimes I drive by my old childhood home. The new owners have kids, a normal family with normal boundaries. The house looks happy. It never looked happy when we lived there. My father's apartment is apparently chaotic. Tyler's stuff everywhere, he may be in jail, but his belongings are not. Sharon constantly complaining. My father trying to manage Tyler's legal issues from the outside. The same dysfunction, just in a smaller space. Meanwhile, my life is expanding. New relationship, new opportunities at work, new friendships with people who respect boundaries. Who knew that cutting out toxicity would leave room for so much growth? Will this story have a happy ending? It already does. I'm happy. I'm free. I'm at peace. That's ending enough for me. And to Tyler, if you ever read this, you're 22 years old with a criminal record, a baby you can't support, and parents who are broke from bailing you out. I'm 29 with a house, a career, and a future. Who's the failure now?